Podcast Strategies, episode 65, Let's Get Intimate, a replay featuring podcast nudity. You've been naked together. This is why you should podcast for your business, reason number one. No, seriously, when you're a podcast host, you will probably be naked with your podcast listener. I listen to podcasts in the shower and in the bathroom in the morning while I get ready, and I bet you do too. Now, this happens because the average podcast listener invests around 5 hours and 7 minutes per week listening to their favorite shows. They listen at home, in their car, while they are walking, at work, and at the gym. You, the podcast host, are in their ears in so many different locations and a lot longer than someone who's on a video. They can hear your actual voice, unlike in some blog they decided to read. And you have a lot of time in a podcast to be real, personal, authentic. You can share stories. You can tell your potential client who you really are and make a connection. Think about it. You are literally millimeters away from someone's eardrum. That's very intimate. After a few 15 to 30-minute episodes, that is a lot of intimate hours with your listener. The best description of this I've ever heard came from Elizabeth D'Alto. Her website is untameyourself.com. In an interview with my podcast client, Katie Kremitzos, Elizabeth talked about her connection with her listeners. At one point saying, "I'm literally hanging out with you in your bra while you're curling your hair in the morning." Hilarious, right? But it's also a deep connection. They are naked and vulnerable while you're talking to them, literally and figuratively. And if you're also sharing your own vulnerable stories, maybe the reasons you were inspired to start your business, or stories of people you've helped, that's pretty powerful. A lot more powerful than watching a 3-minute cat video while you sit on the toilet. Think about it another way. If you are spending hours hanging out with someone at their house, in their car, at the gym, while walking around, how long would it take you to build a real bond with them? To know, like, and trust them? Not long at all, right? And not only that, but the average podcast listener, besides listening to 5 hours and 7 minutes a week, they're subscribing to at least 6 shows. And when someone subscribes to a podcast, that actually means that your content, your show, is pushed to their smartphone or other device, whatever they're listening on. So unlike video or blog, they don't really have to seek you out. They're connected to you. So let me give you an example of this in action. I mentioned Katie before. Katie Kremitzos, host of Biz Women Rock. Her site is bizwomenrock.com. She's a business strategist and coach. She's one of thousands of business consultants and coaches out there trying to find clients. They're all running Facebook ads, staying active on social media. Almost all of them build their email lists by offering freebies on their websites and then communicate regularly via email. Well, Katie's different. How did she build one of the largest online communities of women business owners in the U.S.? And how does she convert a huge number of them into clients? Through her podcast. Her clients trust her before they ever hire her because they've spent hours listening to her authority and expertise on her podcast. They gain clarity on her thinking and experience. Katie gets to paint the picture of how life can be for her listeners if they do the things she talks about. Her listeners get the experience of seeing behind the curtain, and it makes it easier for them to understand her offers and the value she delivers. Because of her podcast, Katie is always talking with warm leads who want to listen and learn about what she has to offer them. Now, before I close out today, I did want to share with you guys some news about Emerald City Productions, something that's been actually pretty exciting and fun over the last 6 months or so. We are always trying to meet the growing needs of our clients. And in an effort to do that, we actually introduced over the last year a new production package that a handful of our clients have taken advantage of and really love. We've had our standard package, which is, editing and mixing and mastering in detail, noise reduction, all that sort of stuff for a podcast, and then publishing for people, going into Libsyn, whatever, entering all their information and publishing their podcast for them. We also have our complete package, which is where we add actual writing of show notes to that. I have a team of copywriters that do that. But in the last year, we added the complete plus package, which is for those podcasters that if you struggle with the creation and scheduling of sort of baseline marketing, collateral, and promotion for each podcast episode, we created this package for those people. We had those people in mind when we created it. The cost is $13.97 a month, so it's a significant package, but I wanted to share with you all some of the things that we've added to this package that make it pretty valuable. So in addition to the show notes that we write with our $9.97 complete package, those show notes are 700 to 1,000 words. We list key takeaways, all the resources listed. We add the following to the Complete Plus package. We actually do the update of your episode page on your website. So we create that for you. We write and schedule an email blast that goes out through your email provider of choice, whether it's MailChimp, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, whomever. We write and schedule social posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. We do about 4 to 6 posts per episode. We create graphics that you can use on the website, in the email, in social media, and elsewhere for the episode specifically. We create and schedule audiograms. Those are the videos that you see often on Instagram, but can be used elsewhere where it's a highlight of the episode. We are also doing something that is helping these clients significantly with SEO on their websites. We write a blog post based on the episode transcription. So we take the transcription and we pick an area of the episode that we want to dive deeper into and write up a 1,000-word blog post hitting keywords that you have in your keyword strategy for your website. And we usually post this blog post about 10 days after the episode to help people double up on their SEO and help them rise in search results and things like that. And then finally, we also create a PDF that is basically the Cliff Notes version of the episode. And then we create an opt-in form for their email list and put that on the episode page on their site. So people that like the episode can go to your page and download this PDF to get the Cliff Notes version, the 5 key takeaways or whatever explained in detail. And that helps you grow your email list with each episode. So if you are not a client yet, and that sounds like something that would be amazing to you, feel free to reach out to me. Again, Danny at emeraldcitypro.com. If you're interested in that package or any of other packages, even if you're already doing a lot of this stuff on your own, I'd like you to consider how much time it would free up for you, for your team, that you may be able to devote elsewhere to growth, to scaling, to engagement on social media, to implementation, to launches. If you were to have a one-stop shop, all-in-one solution for your podcast. And really, that's what our Complete Plus package does, because you get all of your production stuff done, you get all of your distribution stuff done, and then you get all of your promotion stuff done as well in one place for one price. So feel free to check that out. You can go to our website, emeraldcitypro.com, and check that out. And again, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. So that's it for this week, and I will see you next week on the podcast.